You feel like Southern rap it runs hip hop?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Southern rap runs the hip hop culture right now.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
feel
it's
like
the it's the motor, the transmission, nigga. Yeah, in the axle.
I feel like if the South don't rock with you, it's kind of you're limited. If
Uh,
the it has to go through the South. If the South don't love it, you're limited.
nigga, right now everybody got to bow down to the South. West Coast ain't popping them. If West Coast ain't getting it, them shaky boogie niggas up north ain't getting it. The East Coast niggas ain't getting it. You got to come through the South because this is where your soul lie at. This is where the soul of music stems and builds from, nigga. This is where your ancestors lie and lay. So how else you gonna tap into the soul of what you is, nigga, and you can't come stand on the blood and the sweat and the tears of the ancestor? They too far away from the plantation. They don't know the drum beats no more.
When I saw this one here, I say, man, I want to talk about this one here. I want to weigh in on this because I'm not gonna lie, Charleston White really surprised me with the little bit of knowledge that he had about hip hop and in the way he perceived things, and the way he broke it down. You know, I agree with a lot of things that he said to a certain extent. I'm gonna dissect this stuff that I didn't agree with, and but I'm not gonna lie, he really showed me that. Because when Charleston White used to have his little opinions about hip hop, I never took him serious because I was like, man, what do you know, bro? You a comedian slash shock jock slash, you know what I'm saying? You know his little character that he plays on the internet. But hey, he showed me a different side. He might know a little something about this hip hop thing, man. Let's talk about it. Charleston White, Saycheese interview. Yes, you back on the 808 Lounge with your boy Clint Josie, man. How y'all doing, man? What's going on? Shout out to my loungers, man. We back one more again. Back in your chest. Hey, like we left something. Yeah. Well, yes, you back on the 808 Lounge, and on today's agenda, we had that boy Charleston White, our favorite deranged uncle. You know that boy ain't rap too tight, man. He ain't got them all, man. But that's why we love him. But anyway, Charleston White just did an interview with Saycheese, Sean Cotton, and he made a couple statements about New York rap, New York hip hop, basically saying like why they haven't been able to get the crown back since back in the day, in the last 30 years. The South basically been having it in a chokehold. What I'm gonna say 25, last about 25 years. The South done had it in a chokehold, man, and we not giving it back. The West had their little time too, and they haven't been able to get the crown back. But I'm gonna speak on that West Coast thing too, and I'm gonna let you know what I feel about why I feel the West Coast is kind of excluded from everybody else. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't feel like the West Coast care about not really having the title and running the rap game. I'm gonna explain that later. But he was saying things about New York rap, saying basically like nobody listen to New York rap but New Yorkers. And he was speaking on Jim Jones and basically how people were saying that if he didn't know Max B, that he didn't really know hip hop culture. They were trying to say that. People from New Yorkers were trying to say that.
Well, New Yorkers feel if you don't know who Max B is, you're uncultured. Do you agree with that?
Most people are uncultured. We don't eat pizza that they eat. We don't go to the bodegas. We don't know battle rap. So we're very uncultured compared to New York. Don't nobody, like Pimp C say, we don't play that bull out here. Actually, we don't play that bullshit out here, nigga. Put y'all records on one side of a store, put our records on another side of a store, and see who sell the most, nigga. Don't nobody listen to that bullshit Nobody listen to New York rappers but New York rappers. That's why they ain't in the charts like us down here. That's why Atlanta and the South been ruling for what, the last 20, 30 years? Cause
Facts.
we're uncultured. We got a Southern culture that we embrace. And Timberlands ain't part of it. Being cold in the snow with fur around our heads, that ain't our culture, man. We play outside at Christmas time and shouts. We don't know about Puerto Ricans. We don't know about the Statue of Liberty. We didn't smell the dust from the Twin Towers. So we ain't tuned in to that New York shit, man. We respect it. We salute it.
And he was explaining to him, like, we didn't play Max B down here. I mean, a lot of people weren't messing with Max B. A lot of people didn't jam him in the trap. And in the South, we do it this way. And in the South, we do it that way. And we only took to, like, what did he say? Jada Kiss, who else he said? Santana, LL.
We from the South. And in the South, we've never connected to anything outside of Jay-Z, Nas, Jada Kiss, Biggie, LL Cool J, nigga, Max B's and Jim Jones. I fuck with Jim Jones by way of Dipset now. But nigga, it was more Joel Santana was the nigga. Jim and the rest of them was background singers. You know, Joel was the nigga. Cameron came, cause Cameron had the niche with the pink fly. The rest of them props. Yeah, they were fly in Harlem. But to the rest of the world, them niggas props, homie. That's why we looking at like Big Dog Jim. You was a prop. It ain't now a song we can sing other than ballin'. Nigga don't know none of this song. We ain't never heard a nigga bumping them out in the trap other than Dipset. And Jewels was the nigga.
Yeah, the dudes, and that's true. That's true in the South. Jada Kiss. In the South, is certain dudes, Fab, is certain dudes that the South gravitated to from the North. One thing about it is you couldn't have had that super New Yorkish, yo kid type flow. That's gonna turn people from the South off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's too much, but when it sounds like you just sliding, your accent is not that deep. Like basically how a lot of the New York rappers rap now. If you ask me, you rarely hear, well, mainstream New York rappers have that deep, you know, New York up north sound to them. Most of them have a little, sound like they have a little southern twang to them. You know what I'm saying? They got a little bit of that. And I believe since you got to think about it, the newer generation grew up. If you at least 20 years old, 19 to 20 years old, maybe a couple years, 22, when you were born, the South damn near had the game. So that's all you know. You don't know a hip hop that was ran by mostly New York music like it was back in the day when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like what I was just telling a friend of mine the other day, the first hip hop I ever got introduced to was not Southern hip hop. It was New York. My favorite rapper is Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan. And people look at me crazy when I say that. Because yes, I don't listen to his music every day. I'm not gonna be jamming on meth when you come around me, but for what he did for me and how I was so in love with his music when I was a kid, yes, he's my favorite. He's my favorite. Yes, I got people that I like a lot, and I got a favorite rapper of today, but that he's my Method Man is my all-time favorite. So a lot of us that's a certain age was exposed to New York hip hop first. And then you had the MJGs, you had the Pimp C's, you had the Ghetto Boys, you know what I'm saying? We had Outkast. We had a lot of southern groups that really kicked the door down and really made a way. It was, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, New York used to like drop salt on the South. They used to act like the South was, you know, we had ABC music, like it was not complex at all. It was dumbed down, super dumbed down music. You know, Southern people weren't intelligent. You know, it was a lot of narratives, and a lot of those narratives are still being pushed today. But it's hard to push that narrative when the South got the game. The South introduced how to push the independent game, the independent hustle. They taught New Yorkers that. Most New Yorkers didn't know anything but let's go to this record label. Let's go get this distribution deal. Let's go get signed by this powerhouse. You know, Master P and dudes like that out the South told you, hey, I'm gonna sell $1 million out my trunk. I'm gonna sell $1 million out my trunk. So yeah, they wanted to make it seem like people from the South weren't smart. They were slow. They were this. They were that. You know, but we was making the money. We was touching the real money. We was getting 80% of ours, not 20 or 25%, or not 20/80s and 360 deals and stuff like that. People were getting that, but I'm saying there was a lot of dudes from the South that was showing you how to get it from the muscle, get it out the mud, get it yourself, not rely on, you know, promote yourself, distribute yourself. Yeah, once we got the billions and millions of records, yeah, we're going to hire you and give you a little percentage to help us distribute all these CDs all around the world. Yeah, we can't be everywhere at once like y'all can. We don't have the power. So, yeah, we're going to eventually do that, but we still going to keep a high and big percentage of our stuff, ownership. So I felt like we taught New York ownership. As far as what Charleston White was saying about the South, I'm from Florida. Texas and Florida is two different Souths. If you ask me, it's the South and then it's Southern. Texas is more like a Southern type of place. You know what I'm saying? Florida is the South, if you ask me. And the reason I say that is because Texas culture is so strong. Florida culture is strong, but it's a big melting pot. Because just like how he was saying, oh, we don't know nothing about Puerto Ricans, and come to Florida, you'll learn everything about Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Haitians, Jamaicans. We got them all here. And most of us are descendants of immigrants. You know what I'm saying? So Florida is like that. So we understand you, and you know how many New Yorkers we got in Florida? You know how much family we got back and forth? So Texas is more of a locked in culture. You know, they got the sip and lean. They got the coming down. They got the slabs. They got the, you know, they got the pot with the rims that poke out. You know, they wear the little, what they from Texas, they wear the little shags with the little puffer hair in the back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they do stuff there that nobody else does anywhere else. So that's why I feel like he feels like that coming from. I feel like people from Florida a lot of us will look at a lot of stuff he said is true, but we'll look at it slightly different. Now, what I was going to say about Cali and why I feel like Cali hasn't took over the game and why it really doesn't matter if they take over the game or not, because they still can eat, is because Cali is just like Texas. They have a certain culture that is only in Cali, and they don't try to change that culture. They don't want you in that culture. They don't like when you take from that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not trying to be like anybody else. So their culture is different to a lot of people. Like when a lot of people really learn about Cali culture and really see is all, you know, a lot of it's gang based, a lot of it's stuff like that. They look at it like it's crazy. They can't really get with it. But the size of California, you could easily go platinum in your own state in California. If you swinging hard enough and your music is doing big enough numbers and you're popular enough, you can go platinum off of California. Look how big California is. So if you ask me, that's one reason why Cali really is never really took the game all the way back. They gonna always have some hard hitters. They gonna have some dudes that's gonna come and do their thing and be big contenders in the game. You're gonna have your Kendrick Lamar's. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your big Cali players all the time because they're very talented. But far as the whole culture, it's kind of hard to get with. And in the South, one thing about the South, I don't know why we we took it in and won't give it back. But I guess that we're more relatable. You know, we're more relatable with the music. I think the music has a lot of soul in it. The music is, you know, is really vulnerable. I don't know what it is with the South. I don't know why everybody, you know, love that Southern music. You know, I don't blame them, man. But hey, yeah, shout out to Charles White, man. You actually had a conversation that sounded like you was making sense, bro. You just weren't trying to just say stuff. It wasn't just rage bait. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this one, you know, we just wanted. I just wanted to chat it up on this one, man. You know, we just having fun. We shooting the shh. You feel me? We having fun. But man, y'all, you know, press that, you know, notification and like button if y'all got any value out this video. I mean, y'all hit them comments, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I already know it's gonna be some New Yorkers in my comments that gonna have a lot to say. And it wasn't no shade on New York, man. It wasn't no shade at all. I got family from New York, man. I love that city. I love that city. I love New York City. But just my opinion, man. And I also need y'all to go to my YouTube and subscribe at 808-Lounge, my Facebook at 808 Lounge, and my TikTok at 808 Lounge 941. Yes, sir. Get in with me, man. Y'all already know. This your boy Clint Joseph over here at 808 Lounge. Hey, I'm gonna be signing out. Yes, sir.